delighted. So today I'm going to talk to you about BCCEU, hashtag BCCEU, which is the breast cancer chat for Europe. And I've got a question. So the question is one that was posed by Dana Lewis, who's the HCSM founder and moderator. And she asked, can a hashtag change healthcare? Well, I believe it can, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you, I hope, now this morning. So just in case you're not familiar with what a tweet chat is, I need to read out this definition because I'm so familiar with it, I forget how to explain it. So the official definition is that it's a prearranged chat that happens on Twitter through the use of Twitter updates called tweets that include a predefined hashtag to link those tweets together in a virtual conversation. So, BCCEU, how did it all begin? Well, it grew out of the BCSM, the Breast Cancer Social Media Chat in the USA, an amazing chat. We're just we're just learning, we're just starting. This is an incredible chat. I know we will never reach those heights, but the problem with BCSM for those of us in Europe is that it happens at 2 a.m. Irish time, 3 a.m. continental Europe time. So unless I set my alarm clock, which actually I do a few times when there's a particularly good chat on and I want to join in, it's not really viable for us. So I got together with Audrey Burt, who was a lady that I met online, and we talked about how much we missed out on not being able to join in the BCSM chat. Audrey is a director of Breakthrough Breast Cancer UK. For myself, I work for Europa Donna Ireland, the Irish Breast Cancer Campaign, which is part of a European-wide coalition. We're both patient advocates, we both have our own breast cancer blogs, and we're both breast cancer survivors, so it seemed like a fate that brought us together. So we set up BCCEU. We run it once a month. There's a problem with this because it's kind of hard to build up a momentum each month, but just for the moment, that's what we're going to stick with. So it's 8:30 p.m. on the first Thursday of each month, and we welcome breast cancer patients, their caregivers, patient advocates, healthcare professionals, health institutions, and anyone with an interest in the design and delivery of breast cancer care in Europe. So we're very much the new kid in the HCSM classroom, and I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to examine how far we've come in the 6 months since we started, so it's time for our 6-month report. So the first thing is we are making slow progress. The fact that we only run it once a month means that it takes time to build up momentum, but we are making steady progress. It's a little bit hard to see there, but it's a selection of some of the talks that we had. We've had talks on the role of exercise in breast cancer, survival, and in preventing recurrence or preventing a primary breast cancer. We also talk about the challenges of cancer survivorship. We've talked about what's new in research, and just on the top right-hand corner there, that's a young mother who was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she approached me and said, I'd really like to talk about what it's like to be a young mother with a child and how that affects us. So we had a good chat about that. Thanks to the wonderful Simpler, I'm able to do that screenshot. So it's a screenshot of BCCEU participants. On the right-hand side, is it on the right? Yeah, the influencers. And it's just to show you that it comes from a different range. So we've got researchers, scientists, patient advocates, public health, BC survivors, oncologists, healthcare communications, and pharma. So what have we learned? Well, I've learned, and we've learned, that Twitter fulfills an innate desire to converse and be heard, but it's so much more than that. With these chats, information's no longer static. It's alive, it's moving, it's weaving through networks of individuals and communities, it's expanding networks, it's expanding the reach of health information. Studies show that individuals enrolled in meaningful social networks have protective properties in terms of overall health and well-being, so a chat like BCCEU provides an opportunity for meaningful exchange and positive interactions. Also, many times people's choices in terms of personal health practices are context-dependent and socially constructed, so BCCEU teaches, it inspires, it motivates and encourages personal health practices. Education and literacy is positively associated with health, and an analysis of the tweets indicate a high level of information literacy and articulateness. Participants value sharing conversational and informational knowledge that they believe is valuable both to themselves and others. There's an example of one from Elaine. My oncologist told me to go out every day for half an hour and walk as much as I could. It creates a sense of community. It gives the participants hope for the future. They're better informed, it validates their experience, and they're better prepared for their interaction with their healthcare providers. I like this. It's how far can a tweet travel? So one of the chats we had was in January, I was at Flinders University in South Australia at a conference on cancer survivorship. So I reported back from that in one of the chats. And I spoke about an initiative that I'd heard about there. And there was a girl in Australia who, again, during the chat, she said, I didn't know this existed. I've just emailed them, I've joined up for them. I think that's amazing. I think that it's amazing that I can go to Australia, come back to Ireland, talk about something I learned in Australia. The tweet goes back to Australia. You know, I just think that's the wonderful thing about these chats. It's the wonderful thing about Twitter. So, BCCEU is ePatient in action, and we know that an ePatient is someone who's enabled, engaged, equipped, educated, and empowered. And by joining in these chats, this is exactly what happens. It's an ePatient in action. So just to conclude, there's something uniquely powerful and uplifting about groups of people who've never met, who come from completely different areas of the globe, rallying behind a cause, and we find that when we come together, we can make a difference. So thank you.